Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. Welcome to the best darn. I was going to say sports. This is travel. It's a travel show in the entire world. I am a little bit biased, but so is my co-host and co-explorer, Amy Long.
Hi.
We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And as always, thank you so much for our, we've gotten so many new subscribers. We usually take these episodes, put them on a podcasting platform such as Apple, Spotify, different places like that. The last few weeks, we've gotten so many new subscribers from all over the world. Thank you so much for checking us out, for leaving 5-star reviews. It really does help us out because other people look at it and they go, hey, maybe this ain't so bad. And then they get on here and we're like, haha, gotcha. You're hooked. Here's some fun. We're talking about New York, and more importantly, New York's food scene, how it's been culturally significant, how it's really kind of shaped a lot of what we eat here in the U.S. in general, as a whole, over these last, name a number of decades and years and hundreds.
A lot.
Different food items that originated, of course, other places, but they all had to flow through New York. Of course, years and years of immigration and different
it's the
communities.
Gateway to the U.S. from the European side of the world. So it makes sense that all these people who came into this country brought their food recipes with them and shared with us.
Absolutely.
And we are so very thankful because we love it.
We're talking pizza. We're talking bagels. We're talking cheesecake, General Tso's chicken, corned beef, pastrami. There's so many things that, at least here in the United States, it all flows through New York. And now we all have different versions of it around the country, depending on where you live. But it's a lot. And I am I'm reading this right now, and I'm like, I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry. I love food. Love it.
One of our favorite things, and of course, a lot of people's favorite things, is pizza.
Yeah.
What is your, not favorite place, but what is your favorite pizza toppings?
So I am what most places call an original crust kind of person. I don't like the super thin crust or the super deep dish, although we did have deep dish pizza in another city. I'm not talking about that today. That was incredible. But I like original crust, light sauce, and I like a ham and jalapenos on my pizza. Okay. A little bit spicy.
That tracks.
What about you?
Number one, I got a new nickname for you.
Ham and jalapenos?
No, original crust.
Okay.
Amy Original Crust Long. There you go. Put that on a t-shirt. What did you ask me?
Oh my God. What are your favorite pizza toppings?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I like a pan hand tossed original
crust.
I'm not saying that.
Say that.
Nope. But also, I do like Italian sausage, and I do like pepperoni, but I also like jalapeno. I like a little spice on there. Here's the real dividing question among people: does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no. Knowing that
blasphemy.
You love pineapple on pizza, and I
God.
frequently just pull the pineapple off the pizza. I think it only fits with certain toppings. It's not something that goes with everything.
I will agree with that.
Pineapple and pepperoni are a very odd combination.
It is.
But pineapple and ham, pineapple and bacon, it's pretty good. I don't mind the flavor. I just, pineapple's a texture thing for me. I can't bite into it. It's too stringy.
Amy, it's a texture thing long. All kinds of stuff. I'll let you know. The first pizzeria in New York opened in 1905 by a man named Gennaro Lombardi. And, of course, the Little Italy part of town in New York. So it goes all the way back there. He was a grocer from Naples who moved to New York to open a store in the late 1800s. Later on, opened the first pizzeria.
He brought us pizza.
Gave us that pizza, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you for bringing us pizza.
Pizza, of course, can be traced back to Naples in Italy. Italy is a place that we've been to fairly recently. A lot of pizza over there, but very, very same way. Everywhere you go, it's all the margarita pizzas. Now, they had a few places
that served others. But most of them was margarita, or they might have one, or like the one that had like prosciutto on it. Mm-hmm. They might have one or two other types, but mainly it was a margarita pizza, which is similar to how I understand most New Yorkers eat their pizza. They don't like toppings on it. They like just the crust, sauce, and cheese.
Yeah, that is a New York plain piece of pizza. If you go in there and say, just give me a plain, you're going to get a piece of cheese pizza. No toppings on there, no anything else. Not that they're against toppings, but that is like considered a plain cut of pizza. And of course, these are the big slices. And it's something to do with, I've read different places, like, of course, in Naples, they did the wood-fired pizzas, ovens that are real popular now, are regaining popularity. Over when they brought it to New York years later, they used the coal pizza ovens, which burned a little bit lower temperature. They weren't as hot because they weren't wood-fed, so it created a crisper like product in the end.
Crisper,
because
crispier, thinner.
Yeah, crispier and thinner. Dough. And so you get this, like in New York now, you have the thin crust. It's more thin crusts, crunchy, with a little bit of bend.
And they roll it almost like a taco.
And you fold it in half like a taco and eat it. That is the.
And I can tell you this is true. I was just in New York a few weeks ago for work. Mm-hmm. I went to the venue. They're setting up for an event. We had about 100 local guys there working, setting up all these structures and decor and things in there. And I walked in when they happened to be going on their lunch break. Mm-hmm. I have never seen so many pizza boxes in my life. There were stacks of pizza boxes, 10 to 15 high, and there were just stacks all over this entire floor in this building. Every single one of them was a plain cheese pizza. And these guys were holding these giant pieces rolled up and just walking around eating pizza. Then they'd go pick one up out of another box. I'd never seen it in person. And I thought it's a little bit like, I didn't want to laugh, but I was like, I didn't really know that this was how New Yorkers ate their pizza. Just plain cheese, very thin, rolled up like a taco. I had to laugh. I thought it was funny.
You didn't take pictures of them?
No.
You didn't want to take pictures
rude.
of the workers? Like, hey, I'm doing research.
I want a picture of you eating pizza. That could be interpreted incorrectly.
Hey, if there's a website out there where you could post pictures of your feet, then there's places where you can take pictures.
We're not talking about feet.
Pictures of people eating pizza on their lunch break. It needs to be an Instagram account at least. Something. I don't know. I don't know. The feet thing lost me. Where else did you eat it?
So I also happened to go to Delmonico Steakhouse, which is in the Wall Street district, the financial district. And I don't know if this is true, but they claim to be the first restaurant in the country. They opened in like 1837-ish. Two brothers came over and they were going to open a bakery here, and they realized there were no other official restaurants. We had bars. We had a few places like that.
Like bar and pubs?
Yeah, bar and pubs, bar and grill. But we didn't have any place to like actually just sit down and order a meal, like with an actual menu. So they came over and they brought some dishes with them. But they are noted for inventing things like Eggs Benedict and Baked Alaska and Chicken a la King, things that have been recreated across not only the U.S. but the world now. And Delmonico's in New York City is supposedly where it all started.
Wow. I didn't know that. And of course, I was like 40 years old whenever you told me first what Baked Alaska was. I didn't even know what that was.
We had it in Japan, actually, for the first time.
Yeah, that was wild. I had no idea what it was.
Ice cream on fire. It's crazy.
What will they think of next? Well, we'll get to that because it was cream cheese and it's cheesecake. It's On Scale Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unskilled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unskilled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. Join us on fullmetaltraveler.com. You can search all of our past episodes, interviews, exciting places like Italy and, I don't know, Milwaukee or something. I don't know. I can't remember now where all we've been. But it's been a few places, and they're all exciting. We're talking about New York, more importantly, food in New York, and a little bit of the history and a little bit of the culture and a little bit of how it's spread across the United States, at least, and to various parts of the world. And it's all through, immigration, and then just people just taking something, a good idea, and running with it because, hey, like Randy Savage used to say, the cream always rises to the top. Randy's, yeah. That was a very bad impression. But we were just talking.
I don't know who Randy Savage is, but even if I did,
all your years with me, and you don't know who Randy Savage, the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
It's starting to ring a bell.
Oh my gosh, you are exiled. No cheesecake for you, and that's what we're talking about. We were just talking about pizza and all the fun there. Now we're talking cheesecake, which you get none. You get no cheesecake now.
Sure.
Cheesecake. How do you like your cheesecake?
There's
all kinds of different versions now.
There are. I like plain.
Plain?
Yeah.
But like a New York style? Or like more of the Italian style?
So I like both.
Mm-hmm.
I do really like the lighter, which is more of the Italian style, but there's something to be said for a classic New York style cheesecake, which is why we're talking about it. It's a little thicker, a little more dense and creamy. Like it's just... I know I'm saying words that are making you cringe, but I won't say the M word that you hate so much.
No, I was going to say thicker and dense. That's how people have described me too.
But no, I like my cheesecake plain. No toppings on it.
No cherry?
Nope,
Like cherry
just plain.
Cheesecake? I like cherry cheesecake. I like cherries by themselves, of course. A lot of people don't. A lot of people maybe like the flavor. They don't, maybe it's a texture thing or something. But I always really enjoyed a good cherry cheesecake. So what do you like? I mean, there's all kinds of, now they swirl it with blueberry and raspberry, and you'll see
chocolate,
turtle
with caramel on it.
There's all kinds. And I think right after we finish, doing this episode, we're going to go get some cheesecake.
I do make a chocolate cheesecake. That's pretty good. But it's not a New York style because it is very light and airy. Whereas that New York style is almost heavy. It reminds me, though, of the Friends episode where they get the cheesecake delivered to the wrong place and they end up dropping it and they're eating it off the floor. That's how much I love cheesecake. I would probably consider eating it off the floor.
And there are still wonderful places to order a cheesecake and eat it off the floor in New York. And you mentioned the New York style in itself. New York style cheesecake is like you said, it's denser. It's a little bit creamier than like its Italian counterpart. That's because they use extra egg yolk in the cream cheese. Cream cheese being invented in 1872 in Chester, New York. Actually, I'm cheating. I got notes right here.
Pop quizzing me.
So that's how it's a little bit different. But you pointed it out earlier. So then, just that thin cookie or graham cracker crust, no toppings. That is a classic New York style.
So do you like graham cracker crust or cookie crust better?
I do like graham cracker crust.
Me too. Yeah.
For that. So we always want to give you some spots too. You can go check it out. If you're in New York, a couple of these places you can order online and have a cheesecake shipped directly to you.
I don't know why we're not doing that right this minute.
S&S Cheesecake or Eileen's, depending on what part of the country you're from. Eileen's Special Cheesecake. Of course, they have shops, a shop across New York. But Junior's, I wanted to let you know because do you know they have, I think, 3 or 4 locations in New York, or maybe 3 in New York and like one in like Brooklyn. but there's also one here in Las Vegas.
It's there.
Do you know where it's at? No, you didn't know it existed, so that's a good question. Resorts World.
Really?
We passed it the other day.
Did we?
We did.
I
told you when we went down there, and I told you, I said, "Oh, look, they have juniors." And I know you didn't know what it was. You just looked like right past it, and we were kind of in a hurry at that moment. But juniors at Resorts World,
We're gonna have to go try
famous
it.
for its cheesecake, and you can get them shipped to your home, and they have all kinds, and they're huge too. They're not little bitty. They're big, like 10 to 12 people.
Really?
Can get a slice of cheesecake
Yum.
off of that. So, we do want to give you, like I said, spots to get it. But do you remember when, actually, you know what? My mom used to get the no-bake cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like the Jell-O no-bake cheesecake.
Yep.
And then like you make it and it's warm and you have to stick it in the refrigerator for it to solidify and all that.
For it to set. Yes.
Yes, solidify, set. Sorry, you're the baker here, not me. That was probably my like introduction to cheesecake. I
think that was mine too. I remember being in high school and my mom made one of those, and I don't know that I'd ever had cheesecake before that.
She served it in a bowl though.
Just the filling?
Yeah, like the bowl and the but she gave it the graham cracker crust. Sorry,
your mom was breaking barriers, putting pie in a bowl.
Putting pie in a bowl. The first time it was served to me in the classic triangle, I was like, "What is this?" I didn't know what it was. They were like, "You've never had cheesecake?" And I'm like, I am so out of touch.
But you and I have a great memory with cheesecake when we were dating. Remember going and we picked up a platter and it had like 3 or 4 different slices of cheesecake on it. And that was one of our first dates, was we went and just got this variety platter of cheesecake and went back to your house and sat on the floor and ate cheesecake. Oh, it was a great memory.
That is a good memory.
We still eat cheesecake.
Oh, man, it's probably why my pants don't fit anymore. It's all the cheesecake. I'm sorry. I was thinking about cheesecake now.
I know. I saw your mind wander.
Like, oh, my gosh, man. I love cheesecake so much. In order of, like, maybe your favorite desserts to get in a restaurant, cheesecake is always usually... Well, as always, it's usually found on most.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those staple desserts
menus.
in a restaurant. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The thing that frustrates me is that very few places serve it fresh anymore.
Yeah, no.
Usually it's frozen. They thaw it out. It's, comes out of one of those packaging or something like. But there are a few places that still do like fresh cheesecake that they make in-house, which is the only way to do it. And I know desserts are like the specialty, and they have a huge markup because they do often get them frozen and everything. But you got to really, I got to shake my head at that.
But there are times that we've had incredible cheesecake, and we still talk about them. There was a restaurant back home in Texas that we had a key lime cheesecake, and they ended up closing, and we still talk about this cheesecake. I've never been able to find one that good. A key lime cheesecake that good anywhere else.
Just phenomenal. Okay, I don't know what to do now. I'm staring.
Apparently, we're going to get cheesecake.
We're going to take a break. You and I are running to the store. We're grabbing cheesecake, maybe a slice of pizza. We'll be back, right? You stay right where you are. Listen, we're talking New York style foods, and I'm drooling all over the microphone. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS. Hey travelers, it's Amy with the Full Metal Traveler, and you're listening to the Unscaled Travel Show. For all of our past episodes and guest interviews, you can find us at fullmetaltraveler.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Got a little frog in my throat or something, man. We're having fun this morning. And, for all of our past episodes, interviews, all of that stuff, go to fullmetaltraveler.com. We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. Our next guest is the CEO and publisher of East End Taste, which is a digital publication based in the Hamptons. Vanessa Gordon is also the founder and host of the Hamptons Interactive Brunch, which is an annual summer event series in New York, and it looks absolutely fabulous. She holds a master's degree in education from NYU, and she, of course, lives in the Hamptons with her family. Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Well, absolutely. You know, we are talking about New York and Long Island and all of these places because you can't ever fit a conversation about New York into one conversation because there's so much. I mean, it's so varied and, you know, there's so many different areas. And then you have Long Island. And I'm sure that when folks that are outside of the area hear about Long Island, a lot of times like I do, they usually picture that entire Long Island, but it's a bit more nuanced than that. Can you discuss a little bit about the differences of each region on the island?
Sure. What's really cool is how vast Long Island is.
Oh, nice. You really do have this melting pot of, cultures, which also influence cuisine and which also influences life and how everything gets set up around it, because we do revolve around food, of course. And of course, my favorite is breakfast. And I think you can learn a lot about an area by what kind of breakfast spots and breakfast offerings they have to get your day started on the right foot. Are there any breakfast spots? I mean, I know Long Island is a vast place, but are there any breakfast spots that you would recommend for travelers coming in for the first time if they want a taste of what Long Island is all about?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many great places. And of course, I have to talk about brunch because that's what I do.
Oh, of course,
I love to do that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Of course, the Hamptons, we're full of so many great spots. Just want to point out too, is make sure that everyone double checks if the restaurant is open by calling them. I've caught recently a number of restaurants, they'll do their websites and they'll literally reverse the hours. They'll say they're closed on the weekends or they're closed on whatever day, but they're really open, vice versa. Just wanted to point that out there. That was a very significant catch I caught yesterday with a notable restaurant.
I wonder why they would do that.
It I don't know. I've been noticing that a lot, and I'll tell you why. Out here, we are technically, I should say, the Hamptons, we're seasonal, so a lot of the businesses will close suddenly, or they'll close for renovations, or they'll close from January through March, or even into mid-April. Okay. So just wanted to put that out there. So these spots I'm going to recommend. I believe most of them are open year-round, but of course, double check. Okay. One is a restaurant called Crazy Beans. And it's such a great spot. They have 3 locations. They have one in Greenport, which is on the North Fork, Stony Brook, and Miller Place, which is is on the North Shore. And they're known for, oh my gosh, some of my favorites. I love their cannoli stuffed French toast. They have really delicious egg dishes. And I love my lattes flavored. And they have a number of those there as well that they serve in a mason jar. Another great spot is Topping Rose House in Bridgehampton. They have a beautiful veranda that I love to sit on and enjoy brunch. And I love their eggs Benedict. I love bringing my kids there. They have a beautiful lush green lawn and they're able to run around and play. So it gets them up and out and being able to enjoy themselves. Another great place is a place called Hatch, and this has actually been more like an up-and-coming spot, gaining a lot of popularity. They're located in Huntington, which is, though, on the North Shore. They're also located close to the Gold Coast. And at Hatch, let's see, there's many different great dishes there. They also have like spiked breakfast drinks. They have, great... let's see, like griddle style dishes there. Mm-hmm. And let's see. Yeah, the other great place is Maureen's Kitchen. And that's been another classic spot. They're most famous for their Moe's famous baked oatmeal. And they also have delicious pancakes. And let's see, another one that I'd love to point out in the Hamptons is Estia's Little Kitchen. Again, they have another It's another spot that has a beautiful green lawn in the back where people like kids can run around and play. I find that my son will bring his soccer ball and he'll find some other little friends to play with while we get to enjoy our breakfast outside or inside. It's really cute. So I recommend showing up there early, first come, first serve. Most of these spots, show up early. They get quite busy.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I mean, you mentioned Hatch, a place that's growing in popularity. It's kind of on the forefront of people's mind now up there by the Gold Coast. What about some other trendy spots and whether for breakfast, lunch, or dinner or more unique restaurants? Because, travelers like to come in and then they're like, hey, where's the hot spots? Where's, the place to be seen or what's making waves on Long Island right now?
Sure, I could probably share some specific spots just because of where I'm located on the South Fork of Long Island, because I'm more in tune with those spots. Let's see. Well, I would say a new spot that people should know about is the Canoe Place. That's in Hampton Bays, and it's a resort and restaurant. They have a very good weekend brunch menu. Another one actually close to them is, or perhaps another option is, it's called Rare at Hampton Bays, capital R and then a little period, AIRE. And they're a phenomenal spot. There's a little bit of a Spanish cuisine influence there. Okay. And then I'd love to, plug the wine room at the Cottage. It's owned by this woman, Dana, who's phenomenal. And then my good friend, Mark, runs their F&B program. And that's great. They just started weekend brunch. And what's really cool about the wine room, if visitors start to know about this place, this is where you're going to meet the locals, the people that have been out here a long time, and everyone knows everyone. And also, most importantly, too, everyone's friendly. They're very welcoming. A lot of spots, just perhaps where you travel to, if you know about local spots, it's more like, oh gosh, another tourist can be a break. No, but these people are so friendly. And what's really cool also about the wine room and also Canoe Place and Rare at Hampton Bays is they're all within close proximity of other notable spots. They're close to Montauk Highway. So you can get in on and off there and continue on your way either west or further east. And I love, too, that the places that I know, for the most part, are more casual or relaxed casual. Mm-hmm. And that's what I prefer. If you want something a little bit fancier, maybe Top of Your Rose House, I would definitely say is on the fancier side. But there's not really a lot of, fine dining out, at least where I am on the South Fork of Long Island per se. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking for a really posh brunch experience, I would recommend San Ambroise, or perhaps that San Ambroise. They have a location. They have locations in New York City, but they have one in Southampton and East Hampton, and there's Tutto Il Giorno, and they have a really cute spot, Tutto Cafe in East Hampton, that serves really, really great coffee, and it's a beautiful Italian cafe style interior.
Vanessa has kindly shared her notes with us. We have it on the page, fullmetaltraveler.com. You can check out all the places she recommended. And of course, Vanessa Gordon recommended it. Then that's the spot that you got to go to and go check out, because she runs it all. Hampton's Interactive Brunch, and of course, East End Taste. And if you want to see either one of those, go to hamptonsbrunch.com or eastendtastemagazine.com to follow along with all the adventures. Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. I know you're busy out there. You're doing it all. But I know, and I'm happy that you made time for us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm very happy to help.
Well, we can't wait to talk to you again. Maybe maybe in September, maybe with some flowers and a goat and a mansion on the Gold Coast. I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll have fun next time we talk to Vanessa. Keep it right here, folks. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. Thank you so much for listening. visiting us online, fullmetaltraveler.com. We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you so much to Trent and Lisa Keenan, who always support the show. Talk about people who know and love food. They travel everywhere. Got some of the best places. Man, to be those guys. Trent, I know he recently went to, he has a guys trip every year. He goes down to Orlando and like 80 guys go.
Wow.
And they play golf for like an entire week. Trent's pretty good at golf too. He's like, I don't know what the handicap thing is, but like he's a good handicap golfer. No, not a handicap golfer. He has a good handicap in golf. It's a golf thing. Jeez. Oh my gosh. And well, that's all, folks. That's the show for you. We are talking anyway. I was going to talk about that, but we are talking to you about New York food items that have really left their mark. Not only on the city but across the country, and everything. We've talked about pizza. Everybody has their own favorite styles and toppings and things of that sort. And even if you're a fan of Domino's, that's okay. That's okay. If you eat pizza, you're a friend of mine. I forgot to mention a couple of the best places in New York. Now, New York has a lot of places to get pizza, and you could make 10 different top 10 places and have 10 different restaurants on each of them. So 100 different restaurants in total if you can't do math quickly. But these are, certified some of the best ones, okay? Joe's Pizza, the New York Pizza Suprema, Williamsburg Pizza, okay? Some of those places, I'll let you look them up. Just Google them. There's only one Joe's Pizza in New York,
really?
Believe it or not.
I would think there'd be a lot of Joe's Pizzas.
We gave you a few of the cheesecake places. Junior's, of course, when we're right here in Las Vegas.
We're going to go check that out.
S&S Cheesecake and Eileen's Special Cheesecake. All of them ship across the nation, and at least across the city. You can get them if you're in town visiting. You can get Uber Eats or something, Postmates, whatever one of those.
DoorDash it.
Whichever one is still active. I don't even know anymore. All of these places. Now, a few more of the things. We mentioned earlier in the show, pastrami, corned beef, General Tso's. If you're a Chinese food
I love
fan.
General Tso's.
Bro, right?
My favorite Chinese dish is General Tso's.
Why?
But because I like the spiciness of it, but also the sweet, like the combination of the two, just perfection. But some places do make it much better than others. And I imagine if that's true here in Vegas, it's probably true in New York too. But some places have more sweet than spicy, vice versa. But it has that really good like sauce on it. I don't know. I like it.
General Tso's chicken dates back to the 1950s. Here's my little bit of history for you. When Ping Chang Kuei first concocted a version of the dish in Taiwan in the 1950s, he served it up years later in his New York City restaurant in 1973, although Shunli Palace, which is still active today, beat him to the punch menu-wise, and its chef Titi Wang stop it, fashioned a sweetened interpretation in 1972.
So do you think he went to the other guy's restaurant and had it and then went back to his restaurant and put it on the menu?
I think either something like that or he hired a chef. Hey, it was cutthroat. Food industry is cutthroat, man. I mean, you can have a chef doing something great or something, and you can steal that chef over, and all of a sudden that menu item's on yours, and you're doing it better.
I put it on my menu first, so I'm the original, right?
Yeah. But, hey, you got to have the proof. A lot of places claim. We talked a few episodes ago about the Cubano sandwich.
Yeah.
And it has a history. A lot of great foods do. Where were they invented? Who can claim fame to having built them first, made them first, concocted, baked, whatever.
Well,
first,
didn't you say there's like a movie about the creation of General Tso's chicken?
It's such an interesting, like a documentary. It's called The Search for General Tso. And there's another one. I think it's called Fortune Cookie Chronicles or something, something of that fashion. But
if you said the Shunli Palace is still open, so you could technically go now to the first place to put it on their menu.
Yeah, they've updated their menu a little bit and the recipe a little bit, but Shunli Palace is still open in New York. And there's also China Gourmet, which is a good place to eat. It's cheap. It's, they're very happy you're there. It's got a lot of great reviews and everything.
I think most restaurants are happier there, although some of the servers may not be.
The servers are. The servers are upset that you're even hungry. Like, why are you even here?
Well, I think we can't talk about New York food without mentioning the bagel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things, like when you hear the word bagel, you automatically think of New York, or I do anyway.
Yeah.
That's where it's from, right?
Well, yeah, it goes back to like the 1200s. It goes back to before the U.S. was even a country, and a lot of countries were even countries. It was a long time ago. And you're talking about German immigrants who first migrated to Poland, and it was a form of like pretzel bread, and totally different than what we know now. But years and years later, of course, immigration, Jewish refugees, immigrants from maybe Poland, Eastern Europe, they all, of course, went through New York. They have their little communities. But for the most part, what's interesting is that the things like the bagel really stayed in those communities because there weren't a whole lot of restaurants. Remember, we were talking about the first restaurant open in New York, and so there weren't a whole lot. And these were just kind of considered
Was it like a peasant bread?
Yeah, more of a working class.
Okay.
Not necessarily peasant, but more of working class bread. And they just, they didn't think there was a big fuss over it because it was just kind of in that community and just a part of that culture. A lot less cultural inclusivity.
Yeah.
Back in the days. I don't know if you know anything about that, but than there are now. So for all this time, bagels were kind of kept in these little communities. And it really wasn't until the late 60s, early 70s here in the United States that a company that's still active today that we know, Linder's Bagels, first took them. They started marketing them across the country, but they were marketing them as basically a Jewish English muffin or the answer to the English muffin. And so it wasn't until these times that you could start getting them across, and they started shipping them across the nation and to where we know it now, we could just go buy like a bag of bagels right now and have them for the house and everything. But people want to know what makes a New York bagel a New York bagel. What makes it so special?
Right.
People swear by this, right? I'm reading this. This isn't anything I know off the top of my head. People believe it's the tap water.
I've heard this.
People believe it's the tap water that is used in New York because New York's tap water contains low concentrations of calcium and magnesium and a high level of sediment.
Isn't sediment another word for like
stuff?
Yeah.
Dirt and stuff, sand, different things. And we're talking at a micro level or whatever. But people swear that it's the tap water and that you can only make New York style bagels in New York because of that.
I've heard this. I have. I mean, I feel like it's kind of one of those common things, whether it's true or not, that people think you can go make the same recipe somewhere else and it's just not going to taste the same. And maybe it's all in their head. I don't know. Well, but,
and it goes into how they prepare it too.
Yeah.
They have the tap water, which that's the beginning, but they're also boiled and baked.
Yes.
And, you get that shiny finish.
I did not know that
chewy
until just last year that bagels were boiled first.
Sometimes they're lightly sweetened with malt or honey, but for the most part, it's the tap water. It's how you boil them, how you bake them. When did you learn that?
Watching British Bake Off. They had to make
I
bagels.
love that show.
They had to
British
make bagels, and like nobody knew how to make. That was like the secret challenge, and nobody knew how to make them. And then they gave them a pot, and it's like, oh, you boil it, but I think you have to like add a lot of baking soda or something in it. That's what gives it kind of that texture on the outside.
I love the Great British Bake Off, except for their theme weeks. They did one, I can't remember what season, but I think it was Mexico. And, tacos. Look, it's pronounced guacamole. I like Paul Hollywood, but there are some things that I'm like, what the heck? They get on us all the time about the things that we say.
They don't like their food spicy or very sweet. They like more of a mild taste.
All of our listeners in the UK, Nothing but love.
Tell us if we're wrong.
If we're wrong, you can hit me up, fullmetaltraveler.com. Send an email, amy@fullmetaltraveler.com. Oh, the hate mail right there. This has been the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll see you guys next time.